manslaughter
with the
Mr.
vehicle.
James was
I've received the
previously in
pre-sentence
court,
report,
entered a plea of guilty to the
and
first-degree
also,
felony offense.
Before we even hear a sentence recommendation, understand this: intoxication manslaughter cases are where regret, accountability, and public safety collide. A guilty plea doesn't end the story. Sentencing is where the real weight comes down.
Supplemental memorandum from
probation that includes
with the
several
vehicle. I've received
letters
the pre-sentence report
from the
and
victims'
also
family members.
supplemental
Has everyone had an
memorandum
opportunity to
from
review all of
probation
that?
that includes
Yes,
several
yes, we have.
letters.
Are
there any additions or corrections
from
to
the
that pre-sentence
victims'
report?
family members?
No,
Has everyone
no,
had an
Your Honor, I just wanna
opportunity
make
to
the
review
court
all of
aware
that?
Mrs. Yes, yes, Addison, we have, Your Honor.
Are there any
Deceased
additions or
wife
corrections
would
to
have
that
been here today
pre-sentence
to do
report?
impact. She had to go to the hospital
No,
yesterday.
Your Honor, I just want to make the
She's
court
able to
aware.
Mrs. Addison, the rest of the deceased wife is here. Would have been here today to do victim impact. She had to go to the hospital yesterday, and she's able to tune in, I believe, and watch us.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
The rest
Nichols.
of Mr. Addison's family is here.
Any witnesses with regard to sentencing?
No additional witnesses.
All right, Mr. Lewis, you may make argument, Mr. Nichols. Any witnesses with regard to sentencing?
Very tragic
No additional witnesses.
All right,
situation.
Mr.
This detail matters more than people realize. Victim impact statements aren't just emotional, judges are legally required to consider them. And when family members are present, it changes the gravity in the room instantly.
Lewis, you may make
Affected a lot
argument.
of people. Judge, of course, this was a very tragic family situation, as well as Mr. James affected a lot of his family. Was the decedent Mr. Addison. It was a situation where, as well as Mr. James, and this was a combination of a long substance abuse history. It was a situation where, assessment. This was a combination of a long substance abuse 20 years of Mr. James. Relationship assessment, Mr. James, that provided different substances over a period of time. Relationship between Mr. James and different substances. The one thing I can say is that over a period of time, Mr. James went through this situation with his accident. One thing I can say is that everything he can to try to better himself. Went through this situation with his accident. High school he has been doing everything he can to try to better baptized and he has completed, definitely changed his diploma, ways and growing his faith, was baptized and in that regard. He's also got some different, definitely changed. He was able to receive ways OSHA to his faith, and I think it was Men's University. In that regard, he's also got some of that nature to try to better himself. He was able to receive OSHA. Now, Men's University is no secret. He does have a that nature to try to better himself. That even included dealing with with PCP, which is the same. It's no secret he does have a long history.
This is a classic mitigation argument: faith, education, self-improvement, and future plans. The question is, do post-crime changes outweigh a decades-long history of substance abuse when someone lost their life?
That even included and dealing with, as well as PCP was the same substance that was involved other serious offenses. And I do want to address something as far as I know there's some situations here, other serious I know how the court procedure looks at it. I do want to address something as far as I know there's some situations here dealing with Mr. James. If you look at these, and I know how situations, majority of them did come from situations involving him and other inmates. Mr. James, as far as if you look at these type of fight or anything like that, majority of them, of course, did come from some things he can't situations involving him and other inmates. As far as any type of fight or anything like that, unfortunately, some things he can't avoid. Employees, things of that nature. As far as there's one situation they were talking about that it wasn't an actual write-up. Employee, but it was notated that nature. He has been a trustee over there before they were talking about that it wasn't an actual write-up at the jail as well. But it was notated. Now, he has been a trustee over there for a period of time. I point out that, of course, some of those at the jail as well. That now, Mr. James was able to, I do to better himself. Point out that definitely, of course, some of those earning situations that as far as Mr. James, what he has, of course, his job better himself, of course, definitely he does have increased his earning potential significant as far as support, what he has for his job situation. He does have in any way to try to help him family support his brother here today in employment. My understanding is plan in any way that he try to help him be released if his level of security to employment. My understanding is he's a plan to help once he is able to be released for him to move to. Now Harris County area to be close to. PSI did have a recommendation for everything over there. Now PSI did have a recommendation for the probation department. What I will say is that everything that has been recommended that he definitely needs and available to him better probation department. I will say is that not everything that has been recommended, he definitely needs number or anything like that. We just want him to be able to, and ourselves are not asking for to make amends for this situation as much number or anything like that. Could include, we just want him to be able to the restitution to make amends for this amount as much as possible, $100,000, which could include which could include some of the family. The restitution there, I think, is the amount is over $100,000. Like I said, he has made a plan to try to better himself. He has a family that supports him. Like I said, he has made a plan to try to better himself. This was a tragic accident, but one of the family that supports him, responsible for. He is doing everything he can. We're asking for as much leniency as possible. Tragic accident, but one he is definitely for him to be responsible forward with the situation. What we're asking for is as much leniency as possible from the and I think he had to be able to provide a letter with the situation as well, make amends to kind of speak to that for an apology letter. And I think he had to the family a letter, his family as well. The family speak to that as well as an apology letter, Judge. That was to the family, and so his family. That's what we're asking for today, Judge. The family of the victim as well. Everything to be considered. We understand.
And I received that.
And so. So that's what we're asking for today, Judge, is for bringing everything to be considered. We understand this is back to make amends for Mr. Addison. You can't, but he wants to try to make as much amends that person back. You can't just go back to make amends for Mr. Addison.
Mr. Nichols.
But he wants to try to.
Your Honor, I think any consideration to Mr. James's due was given when he got a 50-year cap.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
I have no hesitation asking the court to exercise. Your Honor, I think any consideration to Mr. James's due was given when he got intoxication manslaughter. It's on video. I have no hesitation. He plows into Mr. Addison years at a stoplight on a motorcycle. This case is one, and while trying to get away, runs over him. It's on video where he plows into Mr. Addison, who's at a stoplight on a motorcycle. What is also inconceivable to me is that a man who's on parole for several possessions of phencyclidine PCP. What is also inconceivable to me is that a man who's on parole, and this time it ends in the death. Possessions of his criminal history is extensive. Finds himself behind the wheel, minor drug offenses on PCP again. Then a conviction. This time it aggravated robbery, and then his criminal history is extensive. It starts with minor drug offense in 2020. Then a conviction for which he was quickly paroled out, and then on parole when this happened. Drug convictions. The fact that he gets to make plans in 2020 in his mind for which he was quickly paroled out and on parole when this happened, I find rather offensive. The fact that he gets to make plans finds offensive in his mind. They lost a son, set free, brother, husband. I find rather offensive. And I think nothing we can do in this courtroom makes that bad. They lost a son and a brother. Sometimes the justice system is a poor substitute for what people lost. Nothing we can do in this courtroom makes that at this point is this man spend 50 years. Sometimes the justice system is not hurt anybody else due to his own selfish decisions. I think the best we can do at this point is this man's. It's in the pre-sentence report. Can minimize anybody else due to his own selfish decisions. His own dependency, and continue to claim he did not know how he pre-sentence report can minimize the day this happened. His own addiction, touched a bottle, his own dependency, and transferred through his system. I claim he did not know how he could have gotten PCP in the system the day this happened. That maybe he touched a bottle and it transferred through his skin, and I find that reprehensible.
So,
and that's why I'm asking the court.
Mr. James, a couple of things that Mr. Nichols didn't say that I think are.
That argument hits like a hammer. Video evidence, prior DWIs, parole status, prosecutors don't ask for max sentences unless they think the record justifies it. Would you see this as punishment or protection?
Mr. James, extremely important is this is a couple of things that Mr. Nichols didn't This is your third.
say, and so you didn't
that I
learn
think
in
are
06.
also extremely important.
You didn't learn in 2017.
This isn't your first driving while
2017, you got your
intoxicated.
second
This is your
DUI.
third.
You were
And
given
so you
probation.
didn't learn in 06.
It was revoked.
You didn't
I
learn in
appreciate
2017.
that you 2017 you got
entered
your
a plea of
second
guilty
DUI. You were given
because for
probation.
myself
It was
and for the
revoked.
family,
I appreciate
I'm glad
that
we
you
didn't have to see
what
entered a plea
it
of
looks
guilty
like this would look like
because
on video.
for myself
because it
and for
is
the family,
just horrible.
I'm glad
and
we
the fact
didn't
that
have to
you
see
are
truly
truly
saying
saying
that
that
you
you
think
think
you
this would look
touched
like on a
something and
video.
got PCP when you
because
have
it
had
is
PCP
just horrible.
cases
And the fact that you
over
are
and over
truly
and
saying
over
that you
again,
think
and
you
you're
touched
on
something and
parole
got PCP when
for
you
possession
have
of a
had
controlled
PCP
substance and you killed
cases
someone.
over and
It's a
over
nightmare.
and over
Sure,
again,
go
and
ahead.
you're on
No,
parole
that night that
for
accident
possession of a
happened,
controlled
I was been
substance
clean.
and you kill
The entire
someone.
time was on parole.
It's a nightmare. Sure,
Okay.
go ahead.
I stopped off at a friend's
No,
house.
that night that
to
accident
give him some advice about what he was doing. And during that time, I did contact a bottle of I stopped off at a friend's house to give him some advice about what he was doing. And during that time, I did
It was in your
contact
system.
a bottle of kiye. Yes, ma'am. You know how to fight at the time at all.
It was in your
I would say-
system.
Yes, ma'am.
At this
You know
time,
how to fight.
based on your history, based on the nature of this offense, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. At this time, I'm going to find
Based on your
sufficient evidence
history,
to find you guilty, and at this time,
based
find
on
you
the
guilty
nature
of
of
this
this
offense.
offense and
I'm going to
manslaughter.
find that you entered your
I'm
plea
going
of
to sentence
guilty
you to a
freely
term
and
of 50
voluntarily.
years in the
I'm going
institutional
to find
division of
sufficient
the
evidence
Texas
to find you
Department of
guilty, and at
Correction.
this time, find you
There
guilty of
will be a deadly
intoxication
weapons
manslaughter.
finding based on
I'm
the
going to sentence you to a term of 50 years in the
indictment
institutional
alleges a
division
deadly
of the
weapon.
Texas Department of
You
Correction.
will receive credit
There
on
will
the
be a
sentence
deadly
for any
weapon
time
finding
that you've been
based
in
on the
custody.
50 years. This is the moment everything becomes irreversible. The deadly weapon finding alone will follow him for life, even behind bars. Do you think the sentence fits the crime, or is it the system sending a warning?
That the law gives you the right to receive.
Indictment
alleges
I'm
a
going to
deadly
hand you a
weapon.
trial court certification.
You will
that shows
receive
this
credit
was
on
an
the
agreement,
sentence for any
and I
time
followed
that
it,
you've
and
been
so
in
you
custody
waived your
that
right
the law
to
gives you the
appeal.
right to receive.
I have also
I'm going
handed
to
you a
hand you
written
the
trial
trial
court
court
certification
regarding your
that shows this
ineligibility
was
to
an
possess a
agreement,
firearm
and I
or
followed it,
ammunition.
and so you waived your
Because
right
of the
to
judgment entered
appeal.
against you, you're
I have also
ineligible under
handed you a
Texas
written
law to possess
admonishment
a
regarding
firearm
your
or
ineligibility to possess a
Possession of a
firearm or
ammunition
ammunition
could lead to charges
because of the
against
judgment
you.
entered against you.
Firearm
You're
is a legal
ineligible
term
under
under
Texas
Texas
read the
law
written
to possess a
admonishment I
firearm or
provided you to see
ammunition.
what devices
Possession of
qualify
a
as a
firearm
firearm or ammunition could
If
lead
you
to
have questions
charges
about the
against you.
laws that make you
Firearm is a
ineligible
legal
to possess
term.
a
You should
firearm
read the
or
written
ammunition
admonishment
or
I
about how
provided
long
you to
that
see what
lasts, you can talk
devices
with Mr.
qualify as a
Lewis.
firearm.
There's
If
really
you have
so many
questions
other
about the
things I
laws
could
that
say
make you
about how
ineligible
horrible
to
this
possess a
is,
firearm
and
or
rarely am I
ammunition,
out
or
of
about how long
words,
that
but I
lasts, you
really
can
don't
talk
have
with
the
Mr.
words
Lewis.
to say
There's
what-
really
what
so
a
many other
tragic
things I could say
circumstances
about how horrible this
based on
is,
your
and
behavior
rarely
this
am I
led
out
to.
of words, but
Y'all
I
can have a
really
seat
don't
at
have the
council
words
table for
to
the
say what
victim
a
impact
tragic
statement. We'll go off the record.
circumstances based on your behavior.
I don't know that
this
they'll be
led
able to
to.
hear her
Y'all can
unless
have a
y'all
seat
move a
at
little
council
closer,
table,
but
for
if you're
the,
fine where you are,
victim
that's fine
impact
too.
statement.
Just
We'll go off the record.
I don't know that they'll be able to hear her unless y'all move a little closer, but if you're fine where you are, that's fine too. Just,
I stand representing my family. My first absence, some of my grandbabies absent in college, and the one that's here. I stand representing my family. We have had absence, some of my grandbabies absence because of college, and the one that's here. My daughter, carelessly drove a vehicle and just took my baby life. Praise God instantly. And to see someone that carelessly, but after vacation, drove him and just took my baby life. Speaking to him 3 times. Praise God instantly. I couldn't stand to see him. Come. But after vacation, we had a beautiful day talking 3 times that speaking to him 3 times. And a phone call come. I missed the call in the morning to me in the hospital. We had a beautiful day talking 3 times that day. And a phone call come, I missed the call, my uncle telling me he in the hospital. Very close. I get there, my baby is dead. Our anniversary dinner together, his wife and I, we first born. Separation anniversary we had. Very close together, our anniversary. Backyard picnics. Our anniversary dinner together, his wife and I. Our birthdays, his separation anniversary we had. Finally get to be adults, praise God, they're getting back into college. My son is in his birthday celebrations, everything he's wanted to do. Finally getting to be adults, praise God, they're getting ready into college. My son is in his everything was just in order. Everything he wanted to do was taken away. He had his motorcycle, his car, his house, after he was born. Like everything was in driving. I heard driving was just taken away. Like till this day, someone who can't pass that way. I can't not able to drive. Not even far from my church, closest to me to get home. Till this day, I can't pass that way. I can't Not even far from the church, closest to me. That's crazy. I can't make it because of a death taken too soon. And I heard it behind. I wake up like I sleep crying. What? That's crazy. Because I can't communicate with them when taken too soon. Everybody's being not behind something like nobody but Jesus. Why? To understand, I can't communicate with anyone in my family because everybody's being not the baby to sick. I have nobody but Jesus. And to know that I'm standing here 3 years later. You should have been come to court my family. I've been hurting and crying. And to know that I'm standing here 3 years later. You should have been come to court because I've been hurting and crying. Standing for my family. Holding I try to self together. But if you all can see the ripples by the way I had to my lungs. It's hard. I try to stay tall. No church can help me. Because it's way I don't understand my pain. Jesus. It's hard. And I think whatever they do, no church can help me. You will deserve. Because it's hard. Nobody understands my bad luck in there. But you're gonna not remember not only to hurt you will deserve, but you're gonna relive the life that you have taken because you're gonna see, but you're gonna once again remember it's not only to hurt you cost me, but you're gonna relive the life that you have taken because you're gonna see
Go back to
hard
the
times.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's not
Mr.
gonna be
Edwards,
straight
in
for you.
cause number 25,
Thank you.
DCCR 0286, the state has
go back to
elected
the
to
bailiff.
proceed on count one
Thank you,
only.
ma'am.
It alleges you
Edwards,
committed
in
the
cause
third-degree
number
felony
25,
offense of failure to comply with sex offender
0286,
registration
the
requirements. The state has elected to proceed on count one only.
2025.
It alleges, how do you plead to
And
that
notice how
charge?
quickly the courtroom moves on.
Are you pleading guilty
One
freely
family's
and
world just
voluntarily?
shattered, and the docket
And are you
keeps
pleading
rolling.
guilty because you actually did
This
what
is
they
the
charged you
reality
with?
of criminal court.
Speak up, please.
Justice doesn't pause.
I have here on the
even when
tablet
grief
some
lingers.
documents that have your signature.
How do you
committed
plead
the
to that
third-degree
charge?
felony offense of failure to comply
Are you
with
pleading
sex offender
guilty freely
registration
and
requirements
voluntarily?
from January 18th
And are you pleading
of
guilty
2025?
because you actually
And how
did
do
what they
plead to that
charged you with?
charge? Speak up, please. Are you pleading
I
guilty
have here on the
freely
tablet some
and
documents
voluntarily?
that have your signature on
And
them
are you
that
pleading
the
guilty
state has
because
marked
you
as
actually did
exhibit
what they
number
charged
1?
you with?
Before you
Speak up,
sign
please.
these, did you go over them with
I have
Ms.
here on the
Holmes?
tablet some documents
fully
that have your
understand
signature
them?
on them that the
And do
state
you
has marked
understand
as
if I
exhibit
follow
number
the
1?
agreement that you've
Before
made
you
with the
sign
district
these, did you go over
attorney
them with Ms.
that you will be
Holmes?
waiving or
Do you
giving
fully
up any
understand
right
them?
to appeal? And do you understand
Do you
if I
also
follow
understand
the
if you're not a
agreement
U.S.
that you've
citizen
made
that a
with the
plea of
district
guilty or no
attorney
contest
that you
may
will be
result in your
waiving or giving up
deportation,
any right to
exclusion
appeal?
from admission to the country,
Do you also
or
understand if
denial
you're not a
of
U.S.
naturalization
citizen
under
that a plea
federal
of guilty
law
or no contest
may
may
result in your
deportation? It's admitted
exclusion
is there
from
any evidence
admission
that
to the
Mr. Edwards
country,
is not
or
competent?
denial of naturalization under
All right, sir,
federal
I'm going
law.
to find that you entered your plea of
State
guilty
tenders number
freely
1.
and voluntarily.
It's admitted is
Find
there
that
any
you're
evidence
mentally
that Mr.
competent
Edwards
and
is not
understand the
competent?
nature and the consequences of your plea.
All right, sir, I'm going to find
Find
that you
sufficient
entered your
evidence
plea
to
of
find
guilty
you
freely
freely
and at this
and
time find you
voluntarily.
guilty of the
Find that
third
you're
degree
mentally
felony
competent
offense
and
of failure to
understand the
comply
nature and
with
the
sex offender
consequences of your
registration
plea.
requirements.
Find sufficient
Sentence
evidence
you
to
in
find you
accordance with
guilty
your
and at this
agreement
time
to
find you
term of
guilty
8
of the
years
third
in the
degree felony
institutional
offense of
division of
failure
the
to
Texas
comply with
Department
sex
of
offender
Corrections.
registration requirements.
You will receive credit on that
Sentence you in
sentence for
accordance
any
with your
time that you've been
agreement to term of
custody
8
that the law
years in
gives
the
you the right to
institutional
receive.
division of the Texas
I've
Department
handed
of
you the trial
Corrections.
court certification
You will receive credit
that
on
shows
that
that this
sentence
was
for
an
any time
agreement that
you've
I
been in
followed,
custody
and so you
that the law
waived your
gives you the
right
right
to
to
appeal.
receive.
I have also
I've
handed
handed
you
you
a
a
written
written
admonishment
admonishment
regarding your
that shows that this
ineligibility
was
to
an
possess a
agreement that I
firearm or
followed, and so you
ammunition.
waived your right to appeal.
Because of the
I have
judgment
also
entered
handed
against
you
you,
a
you're
written
ineligible under
admonishment
Texas
regarding
law
your
to possess a
ineligibility to
firearm
possess
or
a firearm
ammunition.
or ammunition.
Possession of a firearm or ammunition
Because
could
of
lead
the
to charges
judgment entered against you, you're ineligible
Firearm is
under
a legal
Texas
term,
law,
and
to
you should
possess a
read the written
firearm or
admonishment I
ammunition.
provide you to see
Possession
what
of a
devices
firearm or
qualify as a
ammunition could lead to
firearm.
charges against
If you have questions
Firearm
about the
is a
laws
legal
that make you
term, and you should
ineligible
read
to
the
possess
written
a firearm
admonishment I
or
provide you to
ammunition
see
or
what
about how long
devices
that lasts,
qualify
you can
as a
talk with Ms.
firearm.
Holmes.
All right,
If
good luck
you
to you,
have
sir. And go
questions
back with the
about the
bailiff.
laws